Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about why no contact is necessary when you're dealing with someone with narcissistic tendencies. It's a topic that's often misunderstood. And first I want to acknowledge those who may not be able to go no contact straight away, or who may never be able to go no contact if if you are co-parenting, for example. So go low contact. Have as little as possible to do with them because they will keep tugging at your heartstrings. Only deal with them when necessary and as necessary, okay? So welcome to anyone new here. My name is Annemarie. I help people, in particular women, reclaim their power after narcissistic or toxic relationships. I am a transformational coach, a hypnotherapist, spiritual guide and author. And if you want to work with me, my details are down below. So first, let me be clear on this. Going no contact is not about punishment. It's not a game. It's not revenge, despite what the other person may want to believe. It's not about them at all, actually. It's about you. It's about your survival, your sanity, your peace. Going no contact keeps you safe, and it gives you a space to heal. You see, when you've been entangled with someone who has narcissistic traits, your pain, your tears, your anger, your downfall all become part of their fuel. In fact, they thrive on your emotional reactions. So long as you keep engaging, even if you're just defending yourself, they are still in control. They will poke your wounds and they will keep poking them until they get what they want, a reaction. And once you react, they blame shift. Now you're the problem. You're too emotional. You're crazy. You're the abuser. It's a trap. It's called DARVO, D-A-R-V-O, and that stands for deny, attack, reverse, victim, offender. They flip the script. It's a never-ending cycle of gaslighting and projection. It's antagonistic vindictiveness. And here's the truth. They won't change. And why would they? In their world, they're not the problem. You are. Especially once you start seeing through their mask. Because now you're dangerous. Now you're a threat. Now you're in their way. Because now you're not feeding their narrative anymore. You're breaking the illusion, exposing them, and you may not be doing that deliberately. It's just you're trying to stand up for your right. And by standing up for your right, you're exposing them in the process. And they take that very, very personal. And I know this personally because I've been there. I gave him 23 years of my life and my love, and it all ended in the most brutal way. Even as we handled the painful process of selling our shared home, well, I handled the majority of it, because while I'm cleaning the rubble of our lives and picking up the pieces, he was already out there building a new life, partying, doing whatever, like I didn't even exist anymore, like I never even existed. He was icy cold, cruel, either ignoring me or baiting and booby-trapping me to provoke a reaction, to paint me as unstable so he could be the victim in his new story with his new people. It got to a point where I stopped making eye contact. I refused to give him one more drop of my energy. He destroyed any space for kindness, no space for peaceful goodbyes. And after 23 years of loving him, we couldn't even be friends anymore. And when someone justifies, rationalizes cruelty by blaming you, it's terrifying. So I made the hardest decision I've ever had to make. Once the settlement went through, I went no contact. Of course, I was always the bad guy either way, but that's okay. He can play the victim all he wants. It doesn't matter anymore. I know the truth. God knows the truth. And that's really all that matters. I'm not saying that I was perfect. I made a lot of mistakes. I was so traumatized, so angry, so hurt. I reacted terribly at times that I was so ashamed of myself for a while, because that's not my nature. So as I kept walking, I chose love. I refused to keep carrying hate and hurt in my heart for him. And this isn't to excuse his behavior or anyone's behavior. This is to stop giving them any more power. Because understand this, people who deliberately treat others with cruelty, they're already living in their own personal hell. You don't need to add to that. You may not see their suffering on the outside. They may seem fine, even thriving. But trust me, spiritual jail is real. Spiritual incarceration is real. And the law of karma doesn't need your help with that, all right? It's not your job to judge them or make them pay. It's not your job to seek revenge, because that will come back on you. And you've been through enough hurt. I'm not a fan of revenge anyway. It doesn't align with spiritual love or spiritual truth or spiritual law. That doesn't mean I didn't get angry. But I also believe in moving on with love, with as much grace as possible, even when it still hurts. And that takes time. I get that. But your job is to heal, okay? To focus your energy on you, on becoming whole again. And if you're stuck in the energy of rumination, replaying everything, needing revenge or justice or closure, I get it. I really do. It's a trauma response to abuse. But let me offer you a different kind of justice. One of living well, healing fully, reclaiming your joy and your inner peace. That's your power move. That's your checkmate. And again, it's not to hurt them back. It's to rise above it, for you to grow and heal and spread your light. To be part of the greater solution that is so, so desperately needed in the world. So if you're listening to this and you're in the thick of your pain, your own breaking point, I want you to remember something. Your job is to heal, to learn, and to grow. To keep giving love to yourself until you overflow. Okay? So that one day, when you're ready, you can help others who are walking through the same fire. That's why going no contact is essential, or at least low contact for those who can't go completely no contact. Again, it's not to punish or pay back. Going no contact is the only way to break the cycle, to break your pattern of people-pleasing, of overgiving, and of enabling, so that you can heal and close that chapter and not attract that again. All right? that's also how we change the world. World change happens through self-change, not through hate, not through retaliation, not through remaining unhealed and holding a grudge, but through acceptance, setting firm boundaries, forgiveness and self-love. That way we can keep our heart open to the world. And once you truly let go, your energy will now be with you, not with them. And because of that, they will no longer have a hold over you, not even a little. And that's the true power of healing. So if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. No contact isn't cruel. It's sacred, and it's the first step to freedom. And I know you got this because I believe in you. So thank you again for being here and for all your support. I read all your messages, and I'm so grateful that you're helping me grow this channel. And until next time, as always, lots and lots and lots of love from my heart to you.